somebody was raised during the tear gas, look at the first song they choose, or now the riots.
Hey, Aruke.
Nelsa.
Grootman. No, it's good to be here. Best tea. I think actually for today it's the best coffee in the city.
That's right.
Yeah, no. Right.
No, remove that T junction, put it aside. Yeah, the best coffee in the city.
Yeah, no, that's who we've aspired to be, and we feel that with the little bit of good that we're doing, that's who we're becoming.
No. After today, it is going to be the best tea in the whole entire city.
Awesome.
It's no longer just about you cornering Midrand. No.
Yeah.
It's about taking over this whole city.
No, and you touch on something important in our journey. Being out here, growing up Kopimville, born and raised in Soweto, and obviously interacting with Makasana Mang, be it at Ridgeville, Tembisa. It's always been one of my, and I know collectively with my partners, Bo Pumlani, Alex Khojani, Wachemeli, Bradley. It's always been
Alessandro.
Yeah. He's our loudest silent partner. That man comes with it strong. And his involvement has also kind of added such a great touch of quality when it comes to Dijo Zaron. I don't come from the food background, neither does Bradley. All we do is eat.
Yeah. Yes.
So his mix came into play very well. But getting back to the location and the township element, Rona, our vision valley moving forward is to have spaces in which would work well in our townships. Obviously, we were born there, or at least part of us, myself, Pumlani Utswazola, Pimvili, and we know in this journey there will be, and in fact there is something that we've worked on now that's going to flourish in townships. Easy to make, very quick to make in the morning before longa taxi.
Oh, nice.
Before you get in the car, join the traffic, Joburg traffic. But I guess we'll get into it. It's another product that we know is going to do well.
I'm hanging out with Neo, one of the founders of Manaka Coffee, and he's sipping his product now. So the essence of how this began, my daughter Palesa goes to your waterfall store, and she comes back and says, "Dad," because we are coffee lovers.
Beautiful.
She's like, "Daddy, yeah, you must explain. When are we going there?" And so I've been promising, and then it led to this. And she ended up saying, "Here's the card. Clearly, you're stalling." And I was like, "No, I'm not stalling. It's busy." It's like, "No, here's a card. You better have this guy on." And here we are today. So thanks to her for for shining that light. Because for me, what is important is when there's a brand, when there's a product, when there's an offering, and it resonates with someone who is a Kaya fam member, and they say, "Do you know this?"
Yeah.
My job is to immediately say, "Wait a minute, what are you opening me up to?" And then I started seeing it everywhere. Because that's the thing. Have you seen with a car? I call it the car syndrome.
Yeah.
You don't know how much that car is so available until you start noticing it
100%.
or start eyeing it.
Or you drive it once.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And here I am. I'm like, Ivan, Sasol Manaka. I'm hey, this Manaka.
No, and you know what? Obviously, to hear something like that tells us we're doing something right.
Yeah.
And for me, it tells us as well that our brew as partners has come together very well, given just the backgrounds that we come from, background of the country. So to defeat all that's against us, as odds, and to have then it come together and have customers that actually go back and are blown away. That we know we're doing something right.
Yeah.
We always ask our customers as well. Like we're like, listen, keep us on our toes. It's we don't want to get high on our own supply. It's you'll get that credit and down the line,
Yeah.
the basics.
Yeah, you become victims of your own success, so to speak.
100%. And you talk about customers, or at least Afropolitans, the guys that come here that resonate with the brand. We have Africans in the continent that come in and want to find the guys who the owners here. Where's this from? Is this South African? And that is so intentional on our part, because it's part of us instilling that notion of it's possible. Like it is possible, and we're doing it. We're living it.
I'm all for that. But you say the name Manaka came after. The reason for this is because Brahu's song Stimela
yes,
inspired
the first name. Yeah, so that was a very interesting one, and obviously part of my track selection. Stimela was actually the original name, right? So Bradley, my friend, it's high school, it's North Cliff, it's Pimville. He travels to Korea. You know, traveling is a gift. He teaches English that side. Traveling is
listen.
Man. It's another aspect, or almost like a silo of education. Why too?
Kire, the best education ever.
He goes to Korea, spends some time that side, and he comes back. So we used to touch base. I used to do full-time personnel services and career empowerment, so engaging youth and all. But on his break, he comes back. He's like, dude, I've tasted coffee like no other in the world. I'm like, okay, here we go. Yeah. What do you mean? He's like, dude, this thing tastes like grapefruit and it's got so complex. And I'm like, whoa, chief.
Yeah.
Do you know where I come from?
Yeah.
It's about instant.
That's right.
Right? Hot water. And what do you mean? That's so right. I don't understand those notes. And he's like, no, listen, there's coffee on another level. So, and he's like, I really think once I'm done teaching, I want to come start a coffee business aside. I'm like, no, boy, go for it. Absolutely. Yeah. And in fact, you know what? If it doesn't work out, there's no failure. We only learn.
Yeah, that's right.
It's perspective, right? Everything is perspective.
Come on.
And he comes back, I think it was the January of 2016. And he's like, okay, boy, I'm going for it. So Fats is a nickname that I gave him in Standard 6. Baby Fat, right? Yeah. Then there was another ex-partner of ours, Bones. And they said, okay, fine, you know what? Let's start this. Fats and Bones. They started Fats and Bones.
Okay.
Hardly 2 weeks, man. No, listen, gents. Yeah. I used to sell sherbet at school.
That's right.
You guys were my customers.
Yeah.
Now, you guys are going to sell me coffee because I want this coffee to be known in the spaces that I come from. Like, no problem. We created a brand for that. And down the line, I'd say maybe 3 months later, they're like, no, man, guys, what are we doing? This is dumb. Let's come together. Let's join forces. We know each other. We've been to school together. We know our ups and downs. We've had difficult conversations, tough conversations. I'm talking about my white friends here.
Yeah.
And why don't we do it together? We know what the country needs, and they need an example of how, if both parties are willing,
yes,
it is possible. And that's why I give a lot of credit to my partner, Brad, because, look, man, we can all go our separate ways, but to see that and have the will to do it,
that's right,
leads you to where we are today.
That's right.
So we decided, okay, fine, Stimela. We'll brand it Bradley's Surgical on the design side.
Yeah.
He designs this beautiful steam train, and we're like, you know what? Coffee gives you that strength. And
that's right.
You know, kuch coming through. Hi, man. It's a bit of research down the line. We've got a beautiful image, and we're like, we notice there's other brands, not necessarily coffee, that have Stimela as a name. And we're like, no, you know what? Are we going to pull through and just own the name Stimela, or are we going to look for something else? We're like, nah, we're going to look for something else. We want Manaka must be associated le rona.
Yeah. And
Manaka was easy to say across all racial barriers in South Africa, sure, all racial lines. It's
but
Manaka.
What led to you choosing it?
Manaka is a symbol. It's very symbolic. It's historic in its presentation. So uthola Manaka outside of the Kral, understand? Tsa ko mahaeng. Uthola Manaka dingaka tsa Sesotho ba sebedisang Manaka. You get
bull horns.
The bull horns is a very symbolic image in the Afrikaner culture, because they used to travel by ox wagon. So that now we've gone from African culture, we're going to Afrikaner. The bulls, you see it in sports. Across the globe, Khomu, Kappa, a bull, Kappa, Manaka, are very spiritual and hold very strong symbolism. And we felt, you know what, and it works very good in design. Hence, you've got, you know, the design that we've got.
Yeah.
And we felt, you know what, those antennas to speak to those that are higher in power, to ensure that our message comes across, that this is the best coffee in the city and it's possible.
But I can only imagine, I mean, we are a big 5 country and you choose a cow?
Well, look, if you look at the name, Manaka, Manaka, Apofolo.
It's a surname as well.
For sure. And we've had that confusion for a while, right? No, for sure. But you know, when a word an image speaks to you, and it just makes sense. And the sense, you see it in the response that we get, where people want apparel, they want, our merch, and that's the sense that you sometimes can't communicate at the beginning. But Manaka was, like I say, very easy to say, beautiful in design. It's got a lot of symbolism across cultures, which was important for us. It was important because this is where we're in. And
but you must convince Bradley now.
Oh, of course. No, of course.
So,
Well,
hey,
I can
hey, bro.
Well, look.
Hey, bro. I mean,
yeah, well, you got to flip the tongue. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You need to understand this.
Listen, boy. Okay, this is a monarcha. Look, something fascinating. We've had somebody very close to us, Pucha Manaka, and we were like, no, guys, we tried. Like, come on, you can't Pucha Manaka, and we've had a Makana. But anyway, I don't want to get into it. I'm like, even when we try so hard, but yeah, it just flows, and it's right. It's right. I think our energy is filled with it's in the right direction. Love it.
I'm more fascinated about. The name still fascinates me. I think there's a bigger story there, but I love the symbolism of it all. Did you see the head? Did you see the horns first? Did you see the animal first? And then decided, we can't take the whole animal. Maybe let's just go to the symbolic.
I mean, elements of getting to Libitsolo. I mean, we looked at symbols that resonate in Southern Africa.
Oh, okay.
Right, symbols. And of course, sometimes you'll start with the word will come first, and you're like, nah.
Yeah.
Then you'll be like, okay, but like, what can we connect with as a community? Because we're such a diverse community that struggles sometimes to find each other. And you find that Khomu, Kaboyona. So now Manakana Arka Khomu.
Yes.
Maybe not so much Kudu or Khomu is respected in the minority communities. Let's say the Hindus. Khomu ya hlabiwa ke ma Muslim.
It's symbolic.
It's very symbolic. And currency throughout Africa, except certain regions where they use the camel as currency. Ke khomu. Before it by the Reserve Bank.
Livestock.
Khomu. There's currency.
Lobola.
So that as well, right, and we pride ourselves on the fact that this product, coffee, comes from the continent, and we've been tired, having such good resources, adding value overseas only for us to consume on this side. No, we purchase this side, we add value here. This is currency, Yamanaka.
This man has a barrel surname. He'll explain it. All right, sky's the limit. Let's go there now. Why?
Takes me back. If I'm not mistaken, 97. I'm just right at the end tail of primary school. I'm about to enter high school. It's one of those songs that I think Lima Grootman, I'd say 40 plus, even probably in their 60s now, resonate with the jam. Besides the positive message that the sky's the limit, but now we know it's not even there. We shouldn't even think of a limit. No. You know what I'm saying?
It's just a glass ceiling you can break.
100%. We shouldn't even think of it.
Just don't go to the sea now, Mr. Billionaire. Okay?
No. We'll worry about that. We'll worry about harfisa. No, rona phela
what are you
Roku papele hore monga le watle.
Oya kai.
Ready Pathfinder. No.
When they talk about the blue ocean strategy, they didn't mean that, eh?
No, mamela. Rona re tseba protocol ntate. Re tla latela protocol. No, but I mean, back to Yona, Sky's the Limit. It takes me back, like I say.
Yeah.
I went to, fortunate enough for Nkgono sacrificed a lot. Nkgono waka.
Oh, Nkgono.
Me, unfortunately, anarsia ke sale monyane. It's life, it happens.
Yeah.
I was just about to turn 5. Unfortunately, tuberculosis ya bonka. Nkgono overwhelming here.
Who named you?
No, yeah, it was my granny actually. It was my granny. I remember because...
Why your granny? Why not your mom?
Libitsola mewaka neli Dineo, so in a way she's got 3 names. Dineo Vela, which is on her father's side, which is my grandfather. Vela, Dineo Vela, Moleko. or Mulanto. But getting back to the naming, Eneli Dineo ena.
Okay.
Kabaneo.
Yeah.
My daughter ke Moneo.
Oh, I see.
Wabona he.
Who named your daughter?
My wife.
Oh, you are being politically correct now.
Chief, I've got a home to get back to. Yeah.
And who should name a child?
I think it depends on the circumstances of Wana Hakena. So by that, Haebe me hanyadiwa, and we unfortunately don't have a father that's present. It should be Batswadi ba me. So bongkhono. The hanyadiwa. Usale ngwana muntlung.
That's right.
We iketseditse ngwana. Ke bana ba muntlung bao ba le tsena ntse ile.
That's right. That part we understand, yeah.
Hi bane le nyetso. Hey, Morena, you must know what's best for your house, eh? You must know what's best. No, look, luckily I have a wonderful wife, and she named our kids both.
Okay.
Khabane le Nala Munewa, Khabane Pelefu, which relates on my father's side.
Okay.
Yeah, of which I guess we're getting into when we talk about the double barrel.
I'm coming. All right. That's why you are in the coffee business. You get these things. So now tell me, Moleko, right?
Moleko Mayane,
Sephayi.
Pula tsa ntlha tsa ngwaga. Sephayi ke pula ya pele in the African calendar. So before Hulema in September, ha new year ya rona ikala.
That's right, which is September.
Huna pula ya Sephayi. Ba Moleko re bakwena. That's Moleko maternal side. Ke hodisitse ke nkgono. Most people, yes, Moleko. Most people know me as Moleko. If not Kopi, because of Hloho, Kholo.
Oh,
right.
Thank you for saying it. I was about to, but yeah.
No, I can release man. It's at the tip of your tongue. Can release. Khotman Mamela, I'm here for you. Can release. So, and no, maybe we should have a coffee called Cube. Hey, Cube, right? Hey, Kopi. Gracias. I can't get away from the head.
Nah.
But no, we're not going to have
head office. Okay.
Wang Chole.
So now explain this to me now.
Yeah.
You are raised Moleko, and now Mr. Successful Businessman. Dash. Really?
So I can just see my mom's side of the family listening carefully.
Yeah.
Abu. I can just see her. Yeah. So you've picked up. I'm spiritual, not just myself. Bradley, Pumlani, even Alex himself, and like we were speaking off air, even those that believe that they don't believe, they believe us, right?
That's right.
So I'm spiritual like that, and I've noticed in my journey, just growing up, we faced with a lot of challenges as African men. And there's many reasons for that. We could have a whole show just on that, migrant laborers, people coming from different provinces, all of that. And unfortunately, creating broken households and in fact, more than anything else, fatherless houses, right? But it doesn't take away from the fact that we're spiritual. We don't have to like it. You don't have to like it. But at some point, based on your journey, you are pushed to a point to find out, who
am I?
Most nations do it. Most successful nations have their spirituality in check. So when it's convenient for us to talk about spirituality, or at least to make examples and draw from successful nations or religious groups, we when it's convenient, but they are super spiritual. Be it from a religious point, be it from an African cultural point.
That's right.
Spirituality is spirituality.
That's right.
And I did not want to leave a broken spirit for my kids and my grandchildren going forward.
Oh, I see.
I did not want to leave that.
Okay.
Because whether I liked it or not, Neo did not have to like it. But ke na le bloodline ya bontate. I did not come fela le fela. I did go through a few tough points in life that made me go look hore handle what's ala. Because I know I give a handout. I wake up, I work hard.
You grind.
Right? But how do you do this kopani? Then you tend to
you start asking questions,
and the answers were very glaringly obvious. And I believe Bahabo did a sterling job. In fact, I am today because of them.
Oh, the matriarchs.
Absolutely. My late mother, who is here in spirit, my wife, my aunts. I've got a clan of aunts.
That's right.
And I'm what I am today because of Bona. So my negotiation when my father wanted to come and do what's right.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
To do what's right. And to do what? To heal the spiritual breakdown.
That's right.
Which will at least, I don't want my kids to be fighting something that I could have solved. I'm conscious of it, so why don't I do something about it? There was a beautiful harmonic understanding hore ba Moleko ba re tlisitse ba re hodisitse ngwana rona ba Sephayi. We would like to do the right thing and bring him into khotla ya Sephayi.
Amen.
In the Kral ya Sephayi. And one of the compromises, or at least where we found each other, was that I won't drop Moleko.
That's right.
I feel it's the right thing to do. But I will embrace Sephayi because bloodline, spirituality. If Manaka ena itlo mata, spirituality yaka must be intact. If my kids are not going to suffer, they must know Batswaka on both sides. Hence, Moleko-Sephayi.
Talk about Moleko-Sephayi, that barrel, that blend. Let's bring it now back home. Let's bring it back into Manaka Coffee.
Right.
If you just tuned in, Nell is one of the co-founders of Manaka Coffee and the story behind it. And I love the fact that we are understanding even the makeup of it, how it came about. Alessandro celebrated Black Italian Mr. Gemelli.
100%.
He's part of Manaka.
Absolutely.
Why?
We resonated with each other.
Did you go to him?
Absolutely.
Or he just saw what?
I mean, I remember at the time I was stuck in the office in Rivonia doing my career and career empowerment work, and Bradley at the time was going door to door. The story must be very clear. He was going door to door, knocking with a very portable coffee machine at restaurants, corporate businesses. Just leveraging off what the networks that he had. And one of those networks, or at least places that he went to knock together, Le Pumlani. And Pumlani is another phenomenal human being that I'd like to talk about in our blend of partnership. Was one of those doors was Gemelli. Met Alex. How's it? This is Brad. We're from Manaka Coffee. We reckon we got a good blend.
And then Alessandro
tasted
Allora.
See, Manaka. And
black man from Lesotho.
100%. You see, and I'm glad you mentioned that, is that there are Africans, there are black men that can invest in another black man.
Come on.
I don't want people to have it. Bradley ke white economic empowerment ya rona.
Come on now.
He knows.
That's right.
I'm like, Brad, fatom.
WEE.
Get a fatom. But no, not the comrades, bro. I think that's for you, bro. Understand? In those corridors. But Alex immediately found commonality with us. He loved the quality, and him, larger than life personality, loud. Oh no! I tell you what, called his immediate coffee shop. Listen, brother, I'm sorry, but no, it's okay. That was the last delivery. I've got another coffee supply, and the relationship started then. This is back in, if I don't have my dates incorrect, around 2017. And it also just reaffirms that people see Manaka now, forgetting that there was, a man that was walking with, mobile coffee, a machine, and having, customers taste. And there's a restaurant, Camorros Bank, Signature's another restaurant that bought into us, right? As in became our clients. Yeah. And it wasn't too long before we got noticed by our latest big brother, our latest investor, which is Waterfall Islamic Institute, which is Waterfall Management.
Wow.
Soon after, we got into marriage with Alex, and it was the four of us, solid. I think we were really strong as the four. How na portfolio ya mauta three?
Thank you.
Right? So all the feet of the cow were together, and now we just needed a big brother head, which came into our store around 2018. I kid you not. They came in, we were hidden. Our shop was hidden. So what Alex did is that besides availing funds that bought him shares into the business, he availed a premises just around the corner from his restaurant where we could roast.
Yes.
Because those funds we took and we bought a roasting machine, and we had the talent internally, and one of those talents is Moleko-Sephayi,
Okay.
all the way from Zola. 17 going 18 years in the coffee space. Kibuaga, Chief, I forget. There's levels to kasi.
Ke kene na lady out here.
Because why?
Shazaf.
Sesotho sa teng ya ha se fandi uzeti and le sekgowa sa hae ka re se elevated. One understand. So there's levels. One understand that, guys.
That's right.
So Phumlani is rare breed when it comes to the talent of coffee. Of course, I'm going to be biased, but you can, it's in our product. Our coffee tastes the way that it does because there's a man called Moleko-Sephayi who understands and has such an intimate relationship with coffee and knows how to express the quality regardless of which region it comes from. And we moved on with Alex and Waterfall Management in 2018 decided to make us an offer that made sense, that we couldn't refuse, and it allowed us to open our first Manaka in Sasso just down the road.
Sure.
And that fuel station strategy worked for us. I mean, it's consistent with the culture of South Africans, going to the quick convenience, and it's an area that we are going to expand in. It's an area that we call upon other black fuel station owners. The fuel station, people that understand it, it's got its dynamics, but if you have that flexibility of putting up a Manaka structure on your land as a fuel station owner and want to create a business unit that'll generate separate to your fuel, to your convenience, generate profit for you, speak to us. It's happening right here at Manaka. It's happening at Waterfall. It's going to happen just not so far out of the Johannesburg region. And it basically is an opportunity for those cows to accumulate, those Manaka cows, which are those Manaka hubs.
Well, good. I said now Moleko-Sephayi, and this is one of the co-founders of Manaka Coffee, a place you must experience this very weekend. I can't wait in July. So,
Manaka ile yona di khomuri di rometse di ya Durban.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where? Which marquee?
Mo ka tholang Cherryl teng ntate.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are in there.
We are there.
Done. Mara rona ba setseng.
I get roll tenter. Mo polo fields, mo waterfall.
Polo fields. That's where we're going. Hey, you brought a spread.
Yes.
Let's start with the magwinya.
Yes. So the magwinya in fact beautiful. Re tswa ko Kabelo. Who make us over Tubur, right? Was sa kabza.
Yo.
So we always wanted to interpret ourselves, our cultures in whatever that we do. So there's the coffee, and once customers asked us, is there anything we can nibble on? Do you guys have food? We then did what? We opened our flagship store. Part of that was coming up with a menu that people can resonate with.
That's right.
And that's where you find le kwenya la Manaka le la private school. So ke neo kening Pimville. Right? Ke Kabza o tswa DK.
Yeah.
Mare neo kene King Edwards.
That's right.
Kabza o kene kai Schoeng Stadiums.
Yes, that's right.
So we are interpreting where we come from, mo plating. Le pampi ke le pampi, chief. In fact, some of our biggest customers tsa le kwenya ke your Afrikaner and Muslim customers.
Yeah.
Ra le shapa ra le tella le pampi.
That's right.
And then we've got two versions. One lamb mince, and we've got one that's vegetarian. And I like meat, but the veggie one, oh my gosh! Don't take it from me.
No. Give me. Entle go bua unjaka nako yo. Kwata look out.
Mamela ke di see.
Oh my God, no. Oh, ke re tlo display fair.
Nana se go le matsa so. No. But really, like our menu is, I guess we with the arty-farty guys like Rekene Scalar, we did art and we know you can express what you're trying to convey in the coffee and the food. Lekwenya lemo, we've got the lamb chops.
I saw the lamb chops, yeah.
Mamela, ki Manaka, we've got a big a customer base that enjoys their meat. And we've decided to put the lamb chops on there. We're a cafe. You know, we're not a full-blown restaurant, eating and dining. You know, obviously, that's not necessarily where we're going, but to have those quick meals in between business meetings, meetups, dates. We've got so many business meetings that are happening in our store. We have so many interviews, people working from home, but their home is Manaka, right? We've got so many customers that just enjoy our space. And I think that's probably one of the keys is that, you know, because we've just focused on the liquid that we are strong at, which is coffee. We've eliminated alcohol. Not to say that I don't enjoy beer myself.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But the energy that we are transmitting there has, it's really good.
We can wish you nothing but the best, and thank you so much for trusting us with this story. And I'm sure it's not the last.
No, absolutely.
We hear of Manaka. I think there's still business stories to be told about what you guys have achieved with Bradley, with Pumlani,
Alex,
Alexandro, and so on. So ours on the best tea or best coffee in the city.
That's right.
Come on.
We're
just saying, dude. Manaka ahlabe.
Morenaka, ka boikokobetso, ka hlompho, we thank you so much. I think we clearly see that we're doing something right. We thank our customers, most importantly. We can have whatever that we feel that we have and get high on our own supply, but if they're not out there and if we don't listen to their complaints and adjust ourselves as they, you know, constructively criticize us, then we're nowhere. Manaka will dominate in the world coffee industry. That was our global vision, to build the most loved coffee brand globally. And we start here.
A rich man's world.